Father, I would be most appreciative if I was to receive a PS5 and your love and affection from you. What the fuck did you just say to me? Kill yourself.
I'm kind of retarded.
Who else knew you could hit Coco in this game? Child abuse in Sonic.
This is the greatest game ever made.
Common W. I feel like it's been a long time since I've had a good rant about something, and Frontiers delivers so much to just shit on.
I do love this game, by the way.
The Guardian bosses was something that excited me from the first moment I heard about them, because there were going to be some challenges to keep me entertained, and it's more content for the game. Some are a good challenge, while others make me want to make paper cuts to my fucking eyeballs.
Why are you mad?
You can have some intense battles with some, and then fall asleep waiting for the shark to let you kill it. And I wanted to go over which ones I think are good and which ones are as shit as the shark, basically. Starting with the first two, you got Tower and Ninja.
The fuck you say to me?
These two are basic, but that's what makes them the most fun. They basically feel like normal enemies with more health bars, but actually do more than just block every attack.
I will destroy you.
There isn't any versions of either of these on Ares or Rhea, but for the rest of the islands, these fuckers spawn a lot, and the later islands that become unhinged.
Calm down, you fucking penis!
These make me feel like I'm in the most control. You can unleash all your power when you have an opening, but if they counter, you will be threading the fucking needle trying not to get your balls burned off.
Just stop!
The ninja can be a bit bullshit when it spawns multiple, because I swear, it's impossible to parry unless I'm playing the default Frontiers, which, to be honest, I've sworn against playing when mods seem to be the definitive way for the most replayability. So keep in mind, when I'm talking about a lot of these, I'm also using the Headshot My Cry mod that just makes the game 10 times better. Neither one of these is overly annoying, though. The fight will only drag if you're not good enough, and there are always ways to give yourself an easy advantage. You can destroy each level of the tower one by one, but if you do that, you've probably never felt the touch of a woman. Quick saw looping the head instantly cuts this bitch down to size, but if you know midgets, you know they can be some feisty fuckers. So do this at your own risk. You will be the next victim of Twitter feminism.
Men need to respect women!
I also love the polar opposites of these bosses. Tower requires you to be good at the movement to fist him, and Ninja just takes some good combat abilities and parrying at the right time to shred through its nutsack.
You are nothing.
Easily the best mini bosses. Every time I see them, I get a bit excited and go out of my way to beat the shit out of them. I feel like killing something today. Asura is fun. I like the idea of literally having to climb this thing to get to its weak point, and because of the momentum, you can use it as a ramp.
Look, ramps.
We can use these as ramps.
The sight of this beast makes it look like an intense fight, but to be honest, it's not much of a threat unless you are literally a pile of potato peelings playing this game, or unless it's your first time playing it. It's another boss I'll happily go out of my way to fight. I just wish it did more though, because this fat bastard doesn't even move. I also feel like the mechanics of this were a missed opportunity to do more for newer bosses on later islands. This is one of the times where you're having to take full control over Sonic to beat the challenge. It requires more skill than most of our enemies to make it look cool. And just using its legs for level geometry to get you from A to B a lot quicker will forever be more disrespectful than shagging your school bully's sister. The squid is one that I thought looked cool in trailers and now realize that it's a piss take. There is a challenge to still not get hit, but running the loop really shows off how slow you're actually moving. I think what would have been better is instead of one solid trail, it breaks up into a mini stage that you have to overcome before having a chance to attack, because otherwise it's just dragging on longer than it needs, and no matter what, you can't make it quicker. Or another better idea would be to make it so that you're not fully locked onto its trail to catch it. I feel the only good thing about the trail is the cinematic camera angle, but if you could just chase this thing around the island and freely jump around to create your own shortcuts to catch it faster, it would have added more skill and would have been a lot more exciting. Frontiers genuinely could have done more with core Sonic gameplay, like being able to reward yourself with speed and create your own shortcuts and faster routes. It's an open zone and it still feels closed off in a way. The shark is not a fight, it's a fucking quick time event that leads into a punching bag. After the time I just lost, you better lay there and just take the punishment, you unlucky piece of shit! The absolute worst part about this is if it decides to get up when it has a literal pube hair of health, you have to go through everything again just to land one single hit. No, scratch that. Not one hit. 1 point of damage. All this time out of my life, which Saying out loud, I'm playing Sonic Frontiers, I have no life. I feel like this shark has no place either. How could you make this boss better without scrapping it completely? I have no fucking clue. I'm convinced this twat was in the game for trailer shots. The Strider could have been something cool, but no, it's grind around for a bit until its weak spot opens up where it literally gives up and won't fight back. Again, this feels like less of a fight and more of a waste of time. You know it's boring because there's fuck all to say about it. If you're going to design a boss that looks this cool, make it play as cool as it looks then. The sumo is a fun one and unique, which I love. It traps you in a cage, and to beat it, you have to bounce off the cage like the laser wisp, except it's an instant activation, no pace broken at all, and this fat wanker still fights back as well. This is a good boss, one that I don't mind doing. The tank can go get fucking AIDS for all I care. I will avoid this at all costs. In fact, I think the only time I actually went to fight it was to get this gameplay, because fuck this thing. It wouldn't be as bad if the tornado part didn't take so long or feel as unfair as it does. This is that one twat at school whose dad left them and now it's their entire personality. Like, I want to have a reason to like you, but you're just annoying, so fuck off. It's a shame Ares has the worst guardians, because it easily is the best island to explore. The spider again looks really cool, but the skydiving just goes on for a bit too long. It's not as bad as the shark or the tank, and if I need portal gears, I don't mind fighting this thing, but it doesn't really fight back, and quick side looping it makes it nothing. But this has to be one of the coolest designs, and I feel they could have done a lot more with it. The fortress is another one I'm convinced was made for trailer shots. This thing is a giant flying ship that will drop mini nukes on you, and all you do is chase it down on fucking grind rails. Do the devs just not have imagination? Such a missed opportunity to have a combination of something like the squid and the Sora to chase it down and roll all over or through it, like some mini stage to get to its weak spot. I don't believe this thing could ever go down as easy as it does. This is offensive. And to be honest, this shit is the most forgettable enemy in the game. Like I said earlier, how I'll only fight tank to get the gameplay. Well, at least with that, I remembered it existed. With the fortress, I just always forget this thing is even in the game. At least the other fuckers that I just wish stage 4 counter out on still have a place in my mind because I fucking hate them. But when I was making this video, I forgot this twat even existed. Like, I marked on the map for a boss trying to find a spider to fight for gameplay and was completely surprised when this thing just appeared. The caterpillar, as I once said, is the only enemy to pose a real threat because if you get hit, you can't instantly pick up rings on the grind rail section. Because I had barely had much of a reaction-based challenge in other parts of the game, I had a massive hatred for this prick. But that was just me being salty. It doesn't drag on and fights back mercilessly. I've come to enjoy fighting this bollock, but it must understand I am the alpha here. Oh, hey, look at that, a starfall. No. And finally, the ghost. This, to me, was the scariest fucking thing to fight. The sound of constantly losing rings just gives as much anxiety as the drowning music from the classic games. And sometimes this thing just feels like that one annoying cousin who wants to play split-screen COD and won't ever just fucking leave you alone. But this has one amazing redeeming quality that all the other shitters don't have. It is completely optional to even be introduced to it. First time fighting, it will definitely feel like a beginner's trap. It'll catch you off guard, but if you don't like the look of this, which now that I think it looks like a single bollock with 3 fanny flaps, it will catch you off guard, but you can completely just shut it out of existence if you want. Something you can't do for the others. Like, there could be a boss just minding its own business, but then the game will just start forcing a fight. Like, you could just run off her and ignore it, but they were still in your way, and God rest your soul if you get too close to the tank or the caterpillar. I just want to go home. So I don't hate Ghost, I just ignore it, because that makes it go away. But anyway, that's gonna do it for now. Leave a like, subscribe, make sure you don't shit on children, and cheers, lads! And until the next time, have a good one.